many of you asked for me to tell you how I got into PA school, so I'm gonna do it for you, finally. So you do need 4 years of undergrad, and you can basically major in anything you want as long as you take the prereqs. And that's like biochem, bio 1 and 2, chemistry 1 and 2, organic chemistry, things like that. Each school has slightly different prereqs, so make sure you check that when you're deciding what schools you want to apply to. I majored in exercise and sports science because I thought that I wanted to be a physical therapist. I shadowed in physical therapy this summer after my first year, and I realized that it wasn't for me. Luckily, a lot of the curriculum still aligned with physician assistant curriculum, so I just decided to stay in that major because I was still getting the prereqs. A lot of people, though, major in something like biology, but you literally can major in whatever you want. It really does not matter. Just check those prereqs. The next thing I had to do is see if the schools required the GRE. I personally didn't want to study too hard for the GRE because I was like really mentally unwell. So I applied to a lot of schools that did not require the GRE. And a lot of schools don't. Some schools do. It just depends. I think there's something called like the PA CAT now. I don't know. I didn't have to take it, but I think people are moving towards doing that. I don't know. So far we've covered prerequisites, what to major in, and you do have to have pretty good grades going into PA school because they do look at that. I know I had above a 3.6. I don't know exactly what I had though. During undergrad, you also need to get shadowing hours, clinical hours, and some volunteering hours. Now, how you choose to do this is totally up to you. You should shadow a PA, but I did shadow a physician for some. Just don't have all your hours be just a physician because you're applying to PA school. My volunteering came mostly from what I did with dance team because we did a lot of volunteering through that. As far as clinical hours, I had like over 2,000 by the time I applied because I took a gap year, which I highly recommend you do if you're going into PA school because you need those clinical hours to be competitive. I spent my gap year as a surgical assistant. You could be a medical assistant, and some people scribe, but don't take that gap year to sit there and do nothing. Like, they want to see that you're still continuing your education. I also had to take some summer classes, so I think I started applying fall of 2022. Yeah, because I graduated in May of 2022, took summer classes, and then started applying. Then I didn't hear back until February of 2023. I applied to as many schools as I could. You don't want to apply to 1 or 2 schools because PA school is very hard to get into, and the likelihood of you getting into your 1 or 2 top school is unlikely. So I applied to like 15 schools, I'm pretty sure. Oh, you also have to do essays. It's kind of just like college applications, essays, personal statement of why you want to become a PA, all of that type of stuff. Don't be boring and don't say I want to be a PA because I want to help people. Everybody wants to go into medicine because they want to help people, and probably everybody has had some story where their family member has gotten hurt and they've learned something from this experience and yada yada yada. So then your story sounds the same as everybody else's, you know what I mean? So just coming up with what you think is unique to you and then getting that to go on paper in a way that showcases yourself well. So once you hear from a school, you have to do an interview. I interviewed at a couple different schools. You sometimes have a group interview with like other students, and then you have one-on-one interviews with teachers. For the school I'm in right now, I actually had to do an essay on like some pathophysiology of how, I don't even know, surfactant is made. I don't know. Basically, they just wanted to see like if I could struggle my way through that before I even like knew what it was. I'm gonna get my new blush. This is Tower 28 in the shade Culver Crush. Perfect little peach. Wow, that's pretty. Okay, let's not have blush blindness though. I've never owned a peachy blush though, and this is like right up my alley. I am getting blush blindness though, so I gotta stop and use my foundation brush to go over that. It's like a pressed powder and blush in one. And after you interview, some schools require you to do another interview. Other schools just like email you a result. Honestly, it takes kind of a while. Like, I interviewed, I think at the end of January, and heard like 2 weeks later. And then you start school either in May or June, or sometimes earlier, it just depends. And PA school overall is like a 27-month program, so that's like a little over 2 years. It is very crammed, so you feel dumb most of the time. I turned to my resident the other day and I was like, when you were in medical school, did you feel like you were dumb 100% of the time? And she was like, yes, absolutely. You're not doing anything wrong. You're doing great. Just keep it up. When you start feeling like you know everything, you're doing something wrong. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, if anybody's trying to apply to PA school and doesn't know where to start, etc., let me know. I really don't get all my DMs. I don't know why Instagram does this. So maybe like comment on this video or something and I'll DM you. Real requests only. This is also new. Dibs Love Beam setting spray. Kind of smells amazing. But yeah, I'm almost done. I have graduation ceremony in May, and then I have to go back to school for a couple more rotations, like emergency medicine and family medicine. And then I'll officially graduate in August, and then I'll take the boards. I'll be a practicing PA soon. Isn't that kind of weird? Okay, I love you guys so much. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Off to school I go. Bye. Mwah.